Few places on Earth captivate the imagination like North Korea. Shrouded in secrecy, it stands as a stark reminder of the Cold War's enduring legacy. At its helm is Kim Jong Un, the third generation of his family to rule the reclusive nation. His every move is scrutinized, his pronouncements analyzed, yet the true nature of his daily life remains a mystery. What is it like to be the supreme leader of North Korea? What goes on behind the imposing walls of his Pyongyang palace? While we may never know for sure, piecing together defector testimonies, satellite imagery, and sparse official reports offers a glimpse into Kim Jong Un's world. This is not a tale of heroes and villains. It is an attempt to understand the enigmatic figure who holds the fate of millions in his hands. A man living in the shadow of his father and grandfather, grappling with international pressure and a crippling economy. Join me as we explore a day in the life of Kim Jong Un, Supreme Leader of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. The sun rises over Pyongyang, casting long shadows across the sprawling city. But inside the opulent confines of the Ryongseong residence, Kim Jong Un is already awake. His day begins before dawn, much like his father and grandfather before him. He is a creature of habit, discipline ingrained from a young age. Little is known about his personal routines. Defectors speak of a dedicated staff catering to his every whim. His love for Western movies and basketball is well documented, but behind the veil of secrecy, he remains an enigma. Some speculate he starts his day with a review of intelligence reports. Others believe he spends hours on his computer, perhaps indulging his passion for video games. Whatever his routine, one thing is certain. Kim Jong Un runs a tight ship. The fate of a nation rests on his shoulders. Breakfast is a lavish affair. Kim Jong Un is known for his extravagant tastes, a stark contrast to the food shortages plaguing his people. Chefs prepare a spread of delicacies, from imported cheeses to fresh caviar. His coffee is said to be flown in from Brazil. This indulgence is not uncommon among dictators. It is a way to project power and control. While his people struggle to put food on the table, Kim Jong Un dines like a king. But beneath the surface of luxury lies a calculating mind. Breakfast is often when he holds informal meetings with his inner circle. Trust is paramount in this regime. Every bite, every sip, is an opportunity to assess loyalty and consolidate power. As plates are cleared and coffee cups emptied, the real work begins. The workday for Kim Jong Un is a whirlwind of meetings, briefings, and strategic decisions. He rules with an iron fist, demanding absolute obedience from his subordinates. His word is law in North Korea. Military matters dominate his agenda. He is obsessed with maintaining the country's military might, viewing it as the only guarantee of his regime's survival. He personally oversees missile tests and military exercises, often using them as a show of force against perceived enemies. But governing a nation is more than just military parades and nuclear threats. Kim Jong Un faces a myriad of challenges, from a crumbling economy to international sanctions. He has experimented with economic reforms, but progress is slow and often hampered by his own government's inefficiencies. Section 5. A glimpse behind the curtain. Despite the secrecy surrounding his regime, occasional glimpses into Kim Jong Un's governing style emerge. He is known to embark on-the-spot guidance tours, visiting factories, farms, and military installations across the country. These tours are carefully staged propaganda events, designed to portray him as a benevolent leader tirelessly working for his people. State media captures every moment, broadcasting images of him offering expert advice and showering praise on loyal workers. But behind the staged smiles and choreographed interactions, a different story unfolds. Defectors speak of a leader obsessed with control, quick to anger, and ruthless in his punishments. Those who displease him disappear, their fates unknown. The reality of life inside North Korea is far removed from the carefully curated image projected by its state media. Section 6. The weight of legacy. Kim Jong Un governs under the long shadow of his father, Kim Jong-il, and grandfather, Kim Il-sung, the founder of North Korea. Their portraits adorn every public space, their birthdays, national holidays. Their legacy is both a blessing and a curse. On the one hand, it provides him with legitimacy. He is the great successor, the heir to a revolutionary lineage. On the other hand, It sets a high bar. He must constantly prove himself worthy of his ancestors, living up to the impossible expectations of a nation indoctrinated in personality cults. This pressure weighs heavily on him. He has adopted his father's mannerisms, his haircut, even his penchant for platform shoes. But beneath the facade, one senses a desire to forge his own path, to leave his mark on North Korea. The question is, what will that mark be? Section 7. Public spectacle and propaganda. While Kim Jong Un's daily life is shrouded in secrecy, his public appearances are meticulously choreographed spectacles designed to reinforce his authority and project an image of strength and stability. Military parades showcase the latest advancements in North Korea's arsenal, from ballistic missiles to tanks. Mass rallies fill Kim Il-sung Square, with thousands of citizens chanting slogans praising the leadership and denouncing the imperialist aggressors. These events are broadcast on state television, the only source of information for most North Koreans. The message is clear. Kim Jong Un is in control, the protector of his people, the guarantor of their security and prosperity. Section 8. A legacy forged in steel and concrete. Beyond the propaganda and military displays, Kim Jong Un's legacy is also being etched in steel and concrete. Massive construction projects dot Pyongyang's skyline, a testament to his ambition to modernize the city and improve the lives of its citizens. New apartment buildings, amusement parks, and even a dolphinarium have sprung up in recent years. These projects serve a dual purpose: to improve living standards and to project an image of progress and prosperity to the outside world. However, the stark reality is that most North Koreans remain mired in poverty, with limited access to basic necessities like food, healthcare, and electricity. The gleaming facades of Pyongyang's new buildings mask the deep-seated economic problems plaguing the country. Kim Jong Un's legacy will ultimately be judged on his ability to bridge this gap, to deliver tangible improvements to the lives of all North Koreans, not just the privileged few residing in the capital. Section 9. The Hermit Kingdom's future. As the sun sets over Pyongyang, casting long shadows across the Taedong River, Kim Jong Un retreats back into the confines of his palace. The day's work is done, but the challenges facing him and his nation remain immense. The future of North Korea hangs in the balance. Will Kim Jong Un choose the path of reform and openness, embracing the international community and working to improve the lives of his people? Or will he continue down the path of isolation and confrontation, prioritizing military strength over economic development and risking further sanctions and instability? The world watches and waits, hoping for a glimpse behind the curtain, for a sign of what the future holds for this enigmatic and isolated nation. Section 10. The world watches and wonders. Kim Jong Un's day may be over, but the world's fascination with him continues. He is a riddle, wrapped in a mystery, inside an enigma. A young dictator grappling with the weight of history, the expectations of his people, and the scrutiny of the international community. His every move is analyzed for clues about his intentions, his every word dissected for hidden meanings. He is a master of propaganda, carefully crafting his image and controlling the narrative. But behind the facade of power and control, one senses a vulnerability, a loneliness that comes with absolute power. He is, after all, a man living in a gilded cage, isolated from the world he rules. As we try to understand Kim Jong Un, we must remember that he is a product of his environment, shaped by the unique circumstances of his birth and upbringing. To truly understand North Korea, we must look beyond the caricature and see the human being at the heart of it all. The story of Kim Jong Un is far from over. The world will continue to watch and wonder, hoping for a glimpse into the heart of the Hermit Kingdom.